Good evening, everyone. Come on in the room. Happy New Year. It is a whole new year. Happy New Year. Um, I am so excited to be with you all this evening. Oh my goodness. It's hard to believe we are in 2026 and I am excited to get it started. So come on in the room as y'all are coming in the room. You know what to do. For those that have been a part of the community, the honeybee community, you know what to do. You come in, say hello, drop your name. Let me know who is out there, who is connected. And for those that are watching in the replay, do the same. Just type replay and your name, but come on in the room. Um, yeah, it's 2026. And I don't know about you, but it seems like so much is moving, so much is going on. So much has already taken place just in these 4 short days. It's January the 4th. It is uh the first gathering of the year. And I don't know about you, but I am ready. Um Good evening. Oh, good evening, Miss Andrea. Hey girl, hey. Uh and so I am ready to kick off the new year. I have I'll be honest, I haven't sat in solitude and quiet as much as I was hoping, as much as I would have liked. But I still and take am taking the opportunity to do so. For many of us that are still working, we're coming off of maybe some downtime, maybe vacation time, all the things. And so that is me. I was off for a couple days on last week. Tried to be very intentional about being off and managing my time. That is a goal of mine that I'm going to conquer this year, is managing time instead of time managing me. So come on to this room because I am excited to for us to gather and to get into tonight's topic. I cannot wait. So for those of you joining, don't be shy. Just put your name, say hello in there, and of course, those that are going to catch this in the replay, do so too. So we have kicked off. 2026 is here. 2025 is in the rear view mirror, and what does that mean? The question of tonight, the question on the floor is, where are you going? Look at y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Where are you going? Uh, it's a new year, right? And the real question isn't what are you doing next, but the question on the floor is, where are you going? Do you know where you're going? Do you have a destination in mind? Um, do you know what the pathway looks like? And so many people move quickly, but they move without clarity. And so movement without clarity, ooh, we don't want that. Motion does not equal progress. Just because you are in motion does not mean that you're going anywhere. Doesn't mean that you're getting to the end goal, end destination. And direction determines destination. Your direction, the way in which you are going, it is going to determine where you land. It's going to determine your destination. So Tonight we're going to talk about intentional living, self-awareness. We touched on that. Remember, we touched on self-awareness 2 weekends ago, and alignment, aligned growth. So let's talk about it. Movement versus direction. Is there a difference? What do you guys think? Is there a difference between movement and direction? Are you just moving for the sake of movement, or are you being led with intention? Is there some intentionality about your movement? Movement is simply activity. That's all movement is. It's activity. It's motion. Direction is alignment. Let me repeat that. Movement is just motion, but direction is alignment. Movement answers the question, what am I doing? That's the question that comes with movement. What am I doing? But the question that comes with alignment or direction is, why am I doing it and where is it leading me to? Movement asks, what am I doing? But direction answers the question, why am I doing it and where is it leading me? So the distinction matters because you can be constantly moving but remaining stuck. Anybody ever been there? You just going thinking you're because you are moving, you think you're doing something. You think you're going somewhere. You think you're making progress. But when you look up and take assessment, you realize you haven't gone anywhere. Has that ever happened to anyone? Am I the only one that's happened to? So movement often looks impressive, right? It's full calendars, it's long to-do lists, it's constant engagement, it's being needed everywhere. That's movement. But movement without direction does a couple of things, several things. Movement without direction drains our energy. It depletes us. Movement without direction creates frustration. Can anybody empathize, sympathize with these? And movement without direction produces little lasting change. Let me repeat them. Movement without direction, it drains energy, it creates frustration, and it produces little lasting change. But movement that is purposeful, movement with direction, does this: it clarifies priorities, it filters decisions, it preserves emotional and mental capacity, and it produces momentum that compounds over time. So when you're moving and you are moving with direction, you're moving with intention, you know what the movement is leading to, it clarifies your priorities. It makes everything clear. It's you're not guessing, you're not wondering, you're not hoping that what you're doing is getting you to the end goal, the destination, but it clarifies your priorities. So it helps you prioritize what's coming your way or what's on your plate. Sometimes half the battle in moving forward, in deciding where you're going and how you're getting there, is prioritizing what needs to happen first. What needs to happen at all? What's on the list that needs to be taken off the list? It's prioritizing, it's moving, it's shuffling things around to get you to the end goal. It filters your decisions. It helps you decide what is and what shouldn't be. Right? This is what I love. It preserves emotional and mental capacity. When you are moving with purpose, intentionality, and direction, it helps your helps you to be emotionally and mentally balanced, because you're not doing things that are depleting you. You're not spending mental energy, you're not spending um um uh you're not spending your mental and emotional capital on things that aren't getting you serving the end point, serving the end goal. Does that make sense, y'all? And when you have intentional focused direction, it creates this momentum that grows, right? It grows. You get some wind behind your sail, and that wind helps to push you forward. It helps to propel you. So not everything that keeps you busy is taking you somewhere. Let me say that again. Not everything that is keeping you busy is taking you where you want to go. Busyness for the sake of busyness could be preventing you from making the progress that you are so desperately searching for. What y'all think about that? So, point number 2, movement is reactive, but direction is intentional. Movement is often a response. It's a response to urgency, it's a response to pressure, it's a response to expectations, it's a response to a fear of failing or falling behind. When we are only moving, we are often responding to what is the loudest thing, not to what is the most important. You know how it is. The loudest kid, the loudest cry, the thing that is the loudest is the thing that gets your attention the most. But it may not be the thing um that you need to focus on. It's just the loudest thing in the room. It's just the loudest item that's going on. It's the brightest light in the room. But your focus may not need to be over here. Your focus and intentionality may need to be over here. But because this thing over here is the loudest, now you're off focus and off track, focusing on the thing that is the loudest, but not the thing that requires your focus and your attention. So direction requires pause. See, movement is just moving for the sake of movement. But when you have direction, it requires you to pause, and it gives you time to reflect. It's the willingness to say no, and it's the courage to move at a different pace than others. See, when you have direction, when you know where you're going, and when you are focused on where it is that you're going, you have time to reflect. What do I need to do in the moment? What are the steps that I need to take? Then, hey, Elder Jan, then direction says, you know what? Because I have intention, because I have focus, because I know where it is I'm going, then I now am able to say no to the things that are taking me, or that would take me off course, off focus, off direction, instead of just moving for the sake of moving. And direction gives you the courage to move at a different pace than others. Let's pause right here. Don't you know that it takes, hey, Miss Wallace, y'all coming in the room? Come on in the room. Direction requires pause. Absolutely. Don't you know when you are clear about where you are going, when you get some clarity about where you're going, that's direction. You have a boldness and a courage about you to say, I'm good. I'm running my race. I know what I need to focus on. I know what it is that I need to do. Even though all these other things are going, all these other people around you, they are moving and doing and operating at a pace that may be different from yours. But because you have direction versus movement, you're okay with being a little different. You're okay at running at a pace that is good for your race because you know the end goal and you know the purpose. You have purpose. So you're responding to life. Are you responding to life or are you designing it? Movement says, oh, I'm just responding to everything that comes my way. Direction says, you know what? I'm creating this life. I'm designing it. I'm putting it together. Point 3. Motion can become a distraction from alignment. Movement can become a coping mechanism. Good evening, Miss Claudia. I can speak to this. Move when you're just moving in life versus having direction, you stay busy to avoid difficult decisions. You just going, just going, just moving, just here, there, and everywhere. Because what you're wanting to do is it's an avoidance mechanism. Instead of dealing with the thing that you need to deal with, instead of stopping to deal with the thing, you just keep moving for the sake of moving so you don't have to deal with something that may be difficult. Get clarity and know where you are going. Run your race accordingly. Come on, Elder Jan. Absolutely. Where am I? There we go. Yeah. So you stay busy to avoid the difficult thing. That is a coping mechanism. Because if you stay busy, the more you stay busy, the longer you stay busy, then you don't have to deal with the thing that you really need to deal with. That is not it may not be fun, it may not be comfortable. Movement can become a coping mechanism. The activity of that can mask dissatisfaction. You ever been dissatisfied and you just move, you moving. But really the root cause of that is that you're dissatisfied about something. And you think by moving it's going to erase that. Not so. And productivity can become a substitute for purpose. Productivity can be a substitute for purpose, meaning you may be moving and you may be producing, but it may not be the direction that you need to be moving and producing in. So, because you're producing and you're seeing results from what you're doing, it still may not be the direction, or you may still be out of alignment from what and where you really should be. Yeah, you're seeing you're being productive, you're seeing the fruit of it, but is it the direction that you should be going in? So sometimes we move so much because stopping would require us to face what's not aligned. Direction invites truth. Direction is going to ask you, what are you avoiding? Direction is going to ask you, what are you settling for? And direction is going to ask, what no longer fits who I am becoming? Remember last week we talked about self-awareness, how you are showing up. What do you want your life to look like? We talked about that last week. So this is where emotional honesty becomes a non-negotiable. We have got to be emotionally honest. We've got to be honest with ourselves. And sometimes being honest with ourselves is asking us to answer hard questions. What am I avoiding? What am I settling for? And what no longer fits me with whom I'm becoming? We should always be evolving. We should always be striving to be a better version of ourselves. And as we do that, as we evolve, as we grow, as we mature, we always have to be asking ourselves these questions that help us to evolve, right? Direction acts as a filter. When you know your directions, decisions become more clear. Hey, Miss Brenda, how are you? When you know your direction, decisions become clearer. Again, movement, for those that came late, movement is activity, direction is alignment. Movement is just moving, it's just doing. It has no purpose, it's just motion. But direction, hey mama, direction is alignment. Is my is are the things that I'm doing keeping me in proper alignment to where I'm going, the end goal? When you know your direction, notice not my direction. Don't worry about my direction. What's your direction? When you know your direction, boundaries become easier. When you know your direction, putting those boundaries in place become easier. What are boundaries? Boundaries are those things that are in place. Y'all see my glasses fogging? I'm sweating over here. I promise you I want to go turn on the air conditioning, but I'm back. I'm back. Um when boundaries are things that are put in place to keep things out, right? Things they're protectors. Boundaries are put in place to they serve as guardrails. And so when you operate outside of boundaries, then anything comes, anything goes. You're unprotected. Boundaries serves as protectors. So when you know your direction, boundaries, come on, Elder Jan, come help me. Boundaries become easier. And when you know your direction, guilt loses power. Can I say, Elder Jan, write that, type that. Guilt loses power when you know your direction. When you know where you're going, when you are clear about where you're going, when you are clear about the direction in which you are moving, nobody can make you feel guilty about it. Guilt then loses its power. You can't guilt trip me because I know where I'm going. I know the direction in which I'm going. I am in clear alignment. I'm in clear alignment with purpose. So you can't guilt me. You can't use that power of guilt no longer works with me. Oh, she can't do this, or she too busy doing this. Am and is. Because I'm in alignment about my direction. And I can't do everything when I am going in the direction that God has called me to. Distractions are easier to identify. When you have clear direction on where you're going, you can identify the distractions that try to come up to get you off of the path, off of the direction that you're supposed to be going. That's right, Miss Brenda. Guilt loses power when you know the direction you're going in. So without direction, everything feels urgent. When you don't have any direction, everything feels urgent. Somebody calls on the phone, they need you over here. You got to drop what you're doing to go over there. Then you get another phone call, or you get another thing pops up. Oh, I gotta drop this and I gotta go here. You are like a ping pong ball going back and forth here and there with no direction. With no direction. Because everything is a fire, everything is an emergency, everything does not require you. Let me say it again for the people in the back of the room. Every phone call, every situation, every ask does not require you to tend to it. Everything is not your assignment. It's not. Everything is not meant for you to do. It's not. And that's why we're so exhausted. That's why we're so tired. That's why we're so frustrated. That's why we're short. That's why we're so depleted. That's why we are always operating on the bare minimums instead of operating from a place of overflow. What is the overflow? What is overflowing out of you? That's why you're short. That's why you quippy. That's why you prickly. Because the overflow that's coming out of you is that you're misaligned. You just moving now, and you're out of alignment. And so when you're operating from a place of misalignment, depletion, lack of rest, because you think you have to respond to any and everything, you think it's your assignment to handle everything, and it's not. You are operating outside of the direction that He has called you to. What is your direction? What is your direction? And that's why if we don't get quiet in this first 30 days, what is it? It's 31 days in January. If we don't get clarity in the direction in these first 31 days out of this first month, these next 11 months and 300 and some odd days, we going to be out here running around like with our heads cut off. We are going to be operating from a place of scarcity and depletion because we have no direction. We're operating in sheer movement. Remember, movement is activity, direction is alignment. And we've got to get clear about this right out the gate. Because let me tell you something, this life out here, when you open up that front door, when you pick up that telephone, when you turn on the TV, life is waiting to get all in the way. It's waiting. So you got to get clear and you have to set the tone. You need clarity right now. You need boundaries in place right now. You need to get in alignment right now because that is going to help you. It's going to help me. It's going to help us navigate the rest of 2026. Where are you going? Where are you going? What direction are you going in? Without direction, you will drift instead of decide. If you don't have any direction, if you don't know where it is that you're going, if you're not in alignment, you will drift instead of decide. What is drifting? Drifting just you casually go along. You ever been on a boat and the waves you just go on with the flow of the river? But a decision, when you decide something, you are very matter of fact. I'm making this decision to do XYZ. A decision is something very intentional. Drifting is very unintentional. It's just happening to you. Are you not tired of things just happening? It's time for us to get very clear and make some decisions. Make the decision. What are you fumbling around? What are you going back and forth about? You worried about somebody's opinion? You worried about somebody's thought? You worried about hurting? What is it? I don't know. But what I do know is that you need to make the decision. And don't be jellyback about it. Don't be jellyback about it. Make the decision. Without direction, every request feels personal. It feels personal. If you don't have any direction, you'll just take it on. We're not doing that in 2026. You know why? Because we're going to be very intentional. We are going to be aligned and we're not going to be moving for the sake of moving. We are going to have direction. Direction doesn't eliminate options. It gives you permission to choose wisely. That's what direction does. Direction is not taking anything away. It is actually empowering you. It's giving you permission to make an informed decision. It's giving you the permission to make a wise choice. because now, because I have direction, based upon the direction, based upon the alignment, then I can make the proper decision for the direction of my life, the direction that I'm going in 2026. Hey there, Elder Dorsey. Yes, occupy. So, habits reveal directions more than intentions. Direction is not revealed by what we say we want, it's revealed by what we consistently do. Now, I'm going to have to snap for myself on that because that's good. Direction is not revealed by what we say we want, it is revealed by what we do consistently. Your habits will tell on you every time. You think it's your mouth. It's not your mouth, it's what you do. It's the actions. It's what are you doing? You can tell me something all day long and I'll buy it for a minute, but what I'm going to really pay attention and what is really speaking the loudest is what are you doing? What do you do consistently? So let me ask you this. How do you start your mornings? I just had this conversation with a young lady this afternoon. How do you start your mornings? What do you give your best energy to? When you are most energized, what do you give your best energy to? What do you repeatedly tolerate? And here's the one that we don't never like to talk about. Where's your money? Where's your time? And where's your attention going? And all these questions have to do with habit. What do you consistently do? When you wake up in the morning, what is it that you do? Your habits will tell on you every time. Oh yeah, what you do and what you do, it'll tell on you every time. And this question I asked the young lady today. I asked her, tell me, how do you start your mornings? And I was listening for something because the conversation that we were having is she was talking about being frustrated. She was talking about dealing with people and being frustrated with people and um wanted to give them, she wanted to respond to them in a way that was not a reflection of where she was going. It wasn't a reflection. It wasn't in the direction she was wanting to be, the person that she was trying to go to be, or that she was evolving to. And I said, what do you do in the morning? And she rattled off a lot of things. Oh, I get up and I get ready and I have breakfast and I do all the things. And I said, mm-hmm. And she just continued to rattle off this long list of things. And so when she got done, because I wanted to make sure that I didn't preempt her, I wanted to make sure that that she had the opportunity to tell me everything she did in the morning. And when she got done, I said, when do you pray? When do you steal away and talk to God about your day? When do you set the day? Where do you get the orders for the day? And as I was talking, big tears began to well up in her eyes. And I told her, I said, I listened to everything you said, and there was a lot of I this and I that, and I don't have any more capacity to handle blah, 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 and all the things. And I told her, you are depleted. Your habits are depleting you, and you are dry. And life is about to catch you on fire. And when you go up in a blaze, you are going to burn everything around you down because you're depleted and you are dry. You know how I can identify that? Because I have been in that same place, depleted and dry, and life had me on fire. And I could go back to my drought because I was failing to have habits and rhythms in my life that had me in the face of Jesus, had me in prayer, had me in my word, to where I was being watered. That's what our habits do. Our habits, the things that we do, they reveal a lot about where we are. And so we need to take a look at what is it that we are consistently doing. Are things not going as you expecting as they should be going? You're doing all the things right. You're whatever. It's like, I can't do anything different. I can't do anything more. I can't, I don't know what more to do. Then maybe it's time to look at what it is that you're doing versus what you're not doing. What are you consistently doing? If your current habits were a roadmap, my God, where would they take you? See, we got GPS now, but remember the old maps? I remember having the maps in the back seat pocket of the car. Dad used to have maps. Your habits are a roadmap, and they are taking you somewhere, but is it where you want to go? Are your habits taking you where you want to go? Are they taking you in the direction that you want to go? And if your habits are not in alignment with the destination, they're not in alignment with the direction that you're going, guess what? You can change it. You can reroute it. You have to change what it is that you're doing. Because guess what? Your habits aren't in control of you. It's what you're doing. Your habits are not the boss of you. My habits are not the boss of me. Because at any time, I can decide to do something different. At any time, I can reroute the map. I can go another direction. But it's me. It's up to me. It's my choice. It's what I choose to do. Movement keeps us busy. Direction keeps us grounded. Movement can lead to burnout because there's no intentional anchor. Movement can lead to burnout because rest feels unproductive. And movement can lead to burnout because pausing feels like falling behind. Remember, movement, where's that definition, Elder Jan? Movement is simply activity, but direction is alignment. So direction allows rest without guilt. Direction slows growth without shame. And direction is finding confidence in saying, not now. Not now. Yes, you have choices. We all have choices. Direction allows rest without guilt. Sometimes we just need to slow down and take a pause. We just need to rest. Sometimes we just need to sit down in the midst of it all. The laundry, the dishes, the unfolded clothes. Sometimes we just need to rest. We need to rest our minds from the mental things that are going on, the day-to-day, the grind. Sometimes we just need to rest from talking on the phone and taking on everybody else's stuff. We just need to rest. And it's okay. Rest is required. Rest is not optional. It's required. Do you know what happens when you rest your body? Your cells rejuvenate. You get clarity. It's good on your internal organs when you rest. Direction slows growth without shame. Sometimes you can grow too fast. Sometimes things can come at you so fast and you're growing. Growth is good, but you ever had a growth spurt? You just shot up really quick. Your kids, I'm looking at the boys, and they have they have this growth spurt. I'll talk about Munch because he's a good one to talk about. Munch is a big boy, but his character and his emotions don't match where he's grown to. And so he plays football. So good example. He don't know I'm talking about him. Don't y'all tell him either. He plays football. And he's emotionally immature. So when he doesn't make the play or his team loses, he has a complete meltdown. His height, his size, his growth says he's a big boy. He looks mature, but his emotions and his response and his character right now don't match his size. Come on. So we can grow, we can look like we are we are the right size, the right height, we look big, we look mature. We've had a growth spurt. But our emotions and our character, they don't match. It's out of sync. So we need some time. So direction, if I know which way I'm going, if I know if I'm in alignment with him, I can slow down, I can press pause, and I can let everything catch up, right? Without shame, without shame. Cause we can be embarrassed. We can be in these in we can have growth spurts, and we just not we're just not right there. But because we're there and everybody says, oh, you're big enough, you can handle it, you can do it, but on the inside, I need time. I need to fall back a little bit. If you're in alignment, if you know which way you're going, it's okay. You can say, you know what, I'm gonna press pause right now, sit this round out, and be okay about it. Nobody can make that shameful, right? No condemnation about it. Because I know the end result. I know where I'm going. So I'm gonna press pause so I can catch up. So everything can move succinctly. That I can handle the space, the place that I'm going. Does that make sense, y'all? So we've done a lot of talking in a short time. But the question on the floor is, where are you going? 2026 is here. 2026 is here. And what we need is, we don't need any more movement. We've been moving. With movement is just activity. We don't need activity for the sake of activity. What we need is direction. And direction is alignment. Direction is intentionality. And direction is purpose. And so it's yet early. It's only January the 4th, and we have a couple weeks left to go in the month. So as you are sitting and you're getting direction in this month for the remaining 11 months, don't rush it. Be okay with pressing pause with no guilt. Just get in alignment. You know, it's this big old word that just means get in line with God, with the direction that He wants you to go. It's your direction, not mine. I'm seeking my own direction. But where are you going? Where are you going? Where is He taking you? And once you get that, then everything else that's going to come your way, come my way, come our way in 2026, everything else that is waiting, because it's at the door waiting. Don't think it's afar off. Baby, you open that door, 2026 is ready to give it to you. But we'll be able to manage, we'll be able to have balance, we will be able to handle the thing if we know the direction that we're going in. So we're off and running, Queens, in 2026. So next week, we'll be back, same time, same place, same Queen channel at 7 p.m. Have an amazing week. I'm excited about the year. I hope you are, because God has great, 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 great things in store for us all. So until we meet again, God bless. And honey, just be.